We are here at Partridge Lakes. Thank you so much for joining us from Tackling Minds, and we absolutely love hosting this event. We just wanted to kind of share with you all what it is that you do. It's incredible, and I'll let you give a little overview of everything that you guys have been doing over the last how many years?
Well, we were saying it's 5 years since we had our first event here, our first open day. And then fast forward 5 years and we're here again, and it's as busy as ever again, isn't it?
Thanks.
So I mean, since 5 years ago we've got the fishing recognised on the NHS under what is called the social prescribing scheme, so people can now ultimately go to the GP rather than be prescribed medications. You can be referred to go, well, prescribed to go fishing instead.
That's amazing.
Which is now a number of organisations have emulated that model, so to speak, and that's now been run up and down the country, which again ultimately thousands of people are now benefiting because of this idea that came about. So then we've had the King's Award for Voluntary Service, which is something we had late last year, which is the highest accolade for a voluntary organisation and the equivalent of an MBE, they say. So that was another trip to Buckingham Palace, which that's not my recognition by any means, it's for the work the volunteers do.
Because it's all run off volunteers, isn't it?
Yeah, but apart from myself and Chris, who recently came on board full-time, 10 months ago, up until then, still is. I would say 95% volunteer-led. So even like today, I pulled a few stops to get Ali up here and speak to you guys to get permission, to get an invite, I should say, to come down again. But the volunteers, Paul specifically and Tony, they've pulled together this with, you've got peg numbers on the back of the chair.
I just spotted that on that chair then.
I'm not capable of this organisational skills.
How many volunteers are here today?
15, 16,
That's
17
amazing.
volunteers or something, And
That's incredible.
all the pegs are busy, aren't they? We've got Ali Hamidi here, we've got Molly. Are you familiar with Molly?
Yeah,
from Matrix, and George from Adventure Fishing UK, who's got a really popular YouTube channel. I'll introduce you to George.
Fab.
Yeah, he's a really good guy, what he does with his content. Other than that, we've expanded now over to Lancashire as well for the first time. So where we've been running predominantly in Manchester and the surrounding areas, we've now ventured over to the neighbouring county, working with HMP Kirkham, so working with inmates who are Cat
cool.
D. So we've got somebody with us now, Chris, who won't mind me saying, who served some time in there as well, and Chris is now full time with the organisation.
That's incredible.
So he's gone from making mistakes in life, but making amends, serving his time, and now giving something back to Tackling Minds, but also, bringing in, I don't like to call it work, but bringing in projects and funding to the organisation as well. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy how he's turned his life around for the positive.
It's open to anyone that's got any kind of struggles. Yeah. And then do they contact you directly? How does it work with if someone's watching this thinking I would really benefit from that, how do they kind of get involved in an event like this?
Yeah, so and this is one thing when I didn't like initially when I set about Tackling Minds, because I wanted it to be an organisation that can support anybody if it's like mental health issues, addiction issues, homelessness, whatever it might be. Yeah. And then you then realise you need funding to get certain projects off the ground, which the financial element still to this day with Tackling Minds, doesn't sit comfortable with me really, but it's just part of the parcel of what we do.
What you're doing is amazing.
So you sort of follow pots of funding here so for instance, say there's a pot of funding to work with people in addiction. You predominantly can only work with people in addiction. We might sneak a few other service users on. So one of the sort of challenges we had was, how do you overcome that and sort of set the organisation up as I want it to be open to anybody? So we've learned from sort of applying for localised funding to sort of diversify our funding stream. So rather than, as I say, concentrating on community funding, it's like we've got Coca-Cola here today, so we've got like our corporate social responsibility offer. They come down and volunteer with us, sort of ticking their box, and then giving them an opportunity to get outside the workplace. So not just volunteering, but it's good for their well-being as well. They're having conversations they wouldn't necessarily have in the office space. And so as I say, we set this corporate side up to sort of bring in more revenue. So it's a mutual benefit. It's not like we're charging you to come down. It works for you. This works for us as well. We can continue to do what we're doing.
It's amazing how it's grown in 5 years.
So Coca-Cola was our first partner, if you want to call it. So we say Coca-Cola, it sounds a bit like wow. Which is good, amazing, really. But
so if say someone's watching it and they wanted to get involved, can they? How do they?
Yeah, so again, it all depends which projects we've got.
Okay.
So if it's specifically for people with mental health, people homelessness.
Yeah. And they just email in.
Yeah,
to
we
you
do know. We
guys,
just
or
email us
Facebook?
to drop us a message on Facebook.
Okay.
Email us at fishing@tacklingminds.org.
Yeah.
But as I say, I don't know if I answered my question earlier on in regards to I want to get Tackling Minds back to where it is,
Yeah.
where it was, my idea, and have it open to anybody. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter if you just might be struggling. You don't have to have a mental health diagnosis.
Yeah.
You just feel like fishing might be beneficial for you.
Yeah, fab.
Get on the bank,
And you
that's
don't
where I
have
wanted
to have any experience. You can just
Exactly.
come straight along. You
No.
provide all the tackle, bait, and everything like that.
That's it, and that's because when I got back into my fishing after my own struggles, I wanted to make fishing accessible because I didn't have any money at the time. You know, I had enough to scrape by to get a rod, a reel, you know, just a bit of basics. So one thing I always want Tackling Minds and will remain is all our sessions are free. So
That's
we have our
amazing.
coaches who are all qualified. We have the safeguarding, the first aid, the insurance, importantly. Come down, we supply everything and just take the stress out of it.
That's
And
amazing.
like Ali's here today, he's got some kits he's handing out, and you know that's something we do. We get a lot of
Nice.
donations, so we try to equip people with some gear and
Great.
ultimately get them to a point where they can go fishing unsupervised.
That's amazing. So how many people over the last 5 years do you reckon you've helped, supported?
Yes, we're going on to around 4,000 people now we've supported,
That's
which
amazing.
is crazy when you think about it. So yeah,
4,000 people's lives changed from it. It's
yeah,
incredible.
massively.
Yeah.
And like I was saying again to you earlier, it's like what not me, the volunteers, the organisations achieved, and which is 5 years, is still in our infancy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Is I don't often reflect, and it's crazy to think what's been achieved really. And you know, I feel so far off where the potential of the organisation's gotten. That message about the benefits of fishing needs to be pushed out.
Yeah. What
further.
do you usually, for the benefits for people watching it? Obviously, it is stunning to be outside and enjoy the fresh air, but have you found any kind of people that have specifically said anything that's really helped them, or why it's helped them, or?
Yeah, so I think numerous occasions. So for example, there's a gentleman who is on the what's called end of life at the minute through a lung infection he's got, and he was saying a few weeks back that it's the only time that he gets out out of his house to socialise. So them few hours that he's out with the volunteers, who've now become his friends, is spurred him on, you know, just to give him that bit of lease of life, which is obviously the most difficult time in his life. And then people are saying, you've literally saved my life through coming. You know, people who struggle with social isolation. Again, it's the only time they get outside. And
that's incredible. I bet the volunteers get a lot out of it as well when they know that they've helped someone. So it's not just necessarily the people that are attending that you're supporting, but I bet the volunteers really get a lot out of it as well.
And you know, I'll always say, without the volunteers, the organisation won't be able to do the work we do, and they want to give back and they want to fulfil something in their life that allows them to be able to do that. So no, the volunteers, again, one thing that I didn't realise when I set the organisation up is the friendships formed between not just service users, participants, but with other volunteers who you probably see a few of them on air fishing together, and it's nice to see, you know, the friendships formed on that front as well.
That's lovely. Do you have any plans for the next 5 years? What's to come? Obviously get it back to the roots, which you've said.
Yeah, 100%.
But any big plans? When are you coming back here again?
Well, we went here last year. We pulled out of it for, I can't remember what reason I was saying earlier. But no, we need to put more of these on. If it's once a year, if it's twice a year.
Yeah.
No, because the reason we do come back here, not because we've got a great relationship with yourself, myself, with you as well, but it's a beautiful place, and you know, like the comments we get from people here is just like, yeah, this is why we choose to come here, because this is what it's about. So yeah, you know, put on more events. We'd like to see ourselves expanding into another region.
Fantastic.
So Yorkshire is somewhere.
Nice.
I think organically moving into neighbouring counties rather than moving further afield, let's say down south way, then you're looking for volunteers. And I think if we do it that way, keeping the same ethos on,
and there's lots of fisheries in Yorkshire as well, so that'd be a really good spot to go.
So fisheries, volunteers, it's like accessible for us to tend when it takes off as well, to make sure things are running right. So we'd like to expand on the model that we're currently doing.
That's so exciting.
Nice one.
Oh, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you as always. Thank you.